in this first group of people, we expose them to something. I'm spending time here because I want you to understand what I mean. Now, we expose them to a factor. And having exposed them to the factor, we have two people being affected. Whereas the unexposed, the incidence in them is just maybe one. Let me use a different color. We didn't expose them to anything. Let me use green to mark people that were affected. So we have incidence here. Incidence. These are the incidents. I haven't exposed them to the factor. These are the people that are affected. Then we didn't expose this other group to any factor, but we have one person. The incidence of that stuff in one person. So what happens? What is the ratio? This is the exposed group. So the exposed group becomes 2, and that the incidence in the exposed group is 2. The incidence in the unexposed group is 1. So we have a risk ratio of 2. Now, I'll mention something. I say when the risk ratio is higher than 1, we have risk ratio may either be equal to 1 or risk ratio may be greater than 1 or risk ratio may be less than 1. So when the risk ratio is equal to 1, there's no difference. So whether you expose people to the factor or not, they will get affected at the same way. There's no difference. The factor does not play a role in determining who is affected or not in both groups. Then when you have the risk ratio greater than 1, it means the factor, the exposure, is a risk. Because we expose them, you can see this, my answer here was 2, so we expose them to this factor, and we had 2 people being affected. Whereas the people that were unexposed were 1. So greater than 1 shows that the factor that the people are exposed to plays a role. It's a risk. And less than 1. So supposing this was the other way around, and we had it this way, such that this was the factor was applied here, and instead of having 2 people, 1 person was affected here. Meanwhile, for the unexposed, we had 2 people. It shows that applying this factor reduces the risk, and that shows that the exposure in that case is protective, and that's risk factor. Now,